God!
A kick out!
What the hell is this? Oh, God!
Oh my! Push! Canceler!
Unbelievable!
Has been an absolutely brutal display.
Oh, my God!
That was freaking insane!
Make yourself famous!
Talk about a high-risk maneuver.
What?
The new champion!
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the UCT Live podcast, hosted by the one and only, the Wigman, Max Mercury, joined by a special guest, Drake Stacy. Welcome back. How are you?
Doing this thing. You're
Of course you
doing,
are. Of course you have to
we're
mock.
doing the
Yeah.
role.
I have to be the professional one now.
No, I'm doing good, man. It's been a while since I've been on here.
It's good to see you. The fans are happy to see you.
I would hope so, anyway.
Well, yeah, I think so. We'll find out after.
That's true.
But
That's
today we are reviewing YWE SummerSlam 2020 because yes, this was supposed to be a 2020 show, or at least premiere in 2021, but now it ended up happening in 2022. It's very confusing, but I think just like Ace, we're glad it finally happened.
You know, SummerSlam, but in the middle of winter. You know,
almost on spring. It's anything but fall.
Yeah. Seasonal slam.
SummerSlam.
No, I agree though. I'm really happy that the show finally did happen and that YWE hopefully is back on a more consistent basis, I would say. I don't expect a show next week or something like that.
Oh no. Hopefully within the next 4 months. That's all I'm asking for. Just 4 months. So we will be running down the card from top to bottom. And so first up, the show started with a big hype package celebrating the history of YWE SummerSlam and the build-up for the show, all to the music of Big Time by Peter Gabriel. Some highlights I noticed was the first ever SummerSlam between Dynamite versus Mr. Black. There was entrances of former world champions such as Antho, Psychos, and Angel from SummerSlam 2011. You saw Double D retaining, or at least winning the YWE title in the steel cage match at SummerSlam 2012. A lot of stuff to go over. I loved it, to be honest. It was amazing high package. Really got me emotional. Your thoughts?
I mean, it's exciting. It was definitely fun to see all of the history of the show or shows prior at that event, because like YWE does really treat SummerSlam as like the second biggest show of the year.
Yeah,
and that kind of like recapping a lot of the big moments, like, and then subsequently hyping the show we were about to see.
Exactly.
Did well.
Yeah,
so
very amazing. So the show starts off in proper with Regicide defending his YWE Intercontinental Championship against the two previous champions, Jacob Cass and Psychos, where Regicide defeated Psychos and Money in the Bank to win the title, and here tonight he pinned Psychos to retain the title. Thoughts, Drake?
I think it's the right decision, like the right winner. I think it's too soon to take the title off of Regicide, considering did he win it at Money in the Bank, or did
he just won it at the last show? Yes.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, it would have been in the timeline of YWE
like a month.
It's something
3
like
weeks,
that.
a month.
It would have been too soon to take the title. So yeah, it was a good open, and the right person won.
Yeah. I also agree. What was it? I think before this we had 2 straight title changes in a row with Psychos winning the belt and then Regicide winning the belt. So I'm glad he retained here. And on a personal note, I am eventually going to do a ranking of the IC champions, and I'm glad Regicide at least has one defense so far, because a lot of champions cannot say that.
Slowly climbing his way up.
Oh no, he very much big climbs, because there's so many champions who don't even get one defense. But yeah, I loved it. moving on, the next match on the card sees two brothers and former teammates Roacher and Francois going one-on-one in a rematch from WrestleMania. To signify their split, Frank came out in a new purple attire. And in the match, they had a really back and forth, but after Roacher kicked out of a pedigree, Frank resorted to 30 tactics by removing the top turnbuckle so that when the ref went to go fix it, Frank would give Roacher a ride to Nutshot City and then proceeded to hit the pedigree for the win. I guess the way we'll do is like, you gave your thoughts first, so I'll give my thoughts first, and then we'll just go like back and forth.
Yeah.
For me, I love this match. I honestly really did like the new attire that Frank had. I think it's a good way to separate himself from Roacher and Sweat entirely. I do like this new heel serious character because it's something Frank has never done since he's always been known as the goofy guy. And while at first I was hesitant about it, this match and everything has won me over completely. And yeah, I loved it. Drake?
I personally think this is no offense to the Claw, of course, but I've always thought for some reason that the pairing of Francois and Roacher, I've always seen Francois as the bigger name, like the bigger draw of that tag team. So to see him kind of, I don't know where exactly this is going to lead for either of them.
Mm-hmm.
I can only assume Frank is probably going to get built up maybe a little bit, just considering like the post-match attack and the win, of course. So that might lead to like maybe like a mid-card title shot or something, or being built up along those lines. So I'm happy to see him be the one
to get the win
pushed rather than Roacher. I don't hate Roacher by any stretch. I just think of the two, I've always liked Francois better. So to have him win here is a better result for me personally. So I like it. It's just a matter of like, where does this go from here? Because like, I just don't know. It's very open-ended as to where each one is going to go from here. So
because we have seen multiple teams break up in the past to varying results. Like we had Mo Money break up, and both men really didn't get a lot of success.
They fizzled out hard.
Yeah, and then you have the team whose name I am not going to say to get canceled, but you had Shadow and Machine, where Machine went down the card, but Shadow just rose up completely. So it could really go like Frank's success can go either way here.
Machine got cut.
Yeah,
like, he didn't go down. He got bounced out of there. I think Shadow got skyrocketed.
I think the biggest success Machine got was competing for the IC title, not winning it, but just competing for the IC title, and it was like 2012.
Didn't he come back in like the most recent Rumble that YWE?
I think it was one of those, like 2014 or 2018. One of the two.
He came back with like a really cool mask on, and I was like, all right,
maybe he'll come back.
Maybe there's a lot of true. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens with both of them.
Yeah, and Machine, you never know, because the last episode I saw Ace comment on the last podcast episode, so maybe he'll watch this. Maybe he'll bring back Machine.
We'll start fantasy booking YWE stuff.
Oh,
like
definitely.
We've done for
EWE,
and he'll be like, get the notepad out, start.
Any new ideas for the next CPVs? Okay. Next up on the card was a fatal 4-way tag team elimination match for the tag team titles, as Amazing Gold defended their titles against the previous champions, the Dark Angels, J2 Red, and Rock Ultra. First up eliminated was the Dark Angels, who were eliminated by J2 Red, but then J2 Red would be next to be eliminated at the hands of Amazing Gold. And then in the final two, Amazing Gold would defeat Rock Ultra to retain their titles. A little trash talking from Vix after the match shows that things might not be over yet between those two teams. So thoughts?
I agree. I don't think it's over between them. Just totally based on just how the match ends with Vix, John at them and whatnot. I actually thought toward the end of the match while watching it that the belts were going to move. I thought that Rock Ultra was going to take it. I don't mind that they didn't, because it clearly does set up the the one-on-one, and I think whether or not it happens at the next event, I believe the next YWE tag champions will be Rock Ultra, regardless of how this plays out. I think they're the ones that takes the belts off them, and that's fine because like they're a brand new team, debuted this year with Vix coming on full time, so it gives them something to do. And I mean, the YWE tag division has been pretty scarce as of late, so to push a new, when you think about it, like Amazing Gold was formed because there was nobody else for Sweat to beat.
That is fair. That is true.
So then new teams were, or no, not new teams, old teams were brought back to round out the division. So to have a new team take the belts off of them and start to push them as a new team, I guess, as champions, I think would do a lot of good for the belt. Belts.
Yeah. I wholeheartedly agree with that. As I was watching the match, I did think Rock Ultra was going to win, but I was really rooting for Amazing Gold because just like with Regicide, they had just won the belts back from Dark Angel. So I was really hoping for at least one successful defense by Amazing Gold because I really like the team as well. And plus, it leads to the singles match with more heat between the two teams. So I'm glad it happened the way it did. And I do think when they fight, I do think Rock Ultra will probably win.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up is the other clash between brothers as we have Antho versus Nightmare Kid. This whole thing goes back to Vengeance when I defeated Antho following a distraction by another Antho. At Money in the Bank, that second Antho would be revealed as Nightmare Kid, whose motivations revolved around bringing back the real Antho, the vicious, conniving, who does whatever it takes to win Antho, claiming that Antho has become a former shell of his former self after shaking hands with PJ, which was the final straw for Nightmare Kid, all leading up to this match, which kind of was their first true encounter since YWE Nitro 2012, where Antho defeated Nightmare Kid in a tables match. Speaking of the old Antho, Nightmare Kid wore an attire similar to Antho's first out wrestling attire with the orange trunks and the orange boots, very symbolic. After a back and forth match, Antho seemed to have the match finished, ready for an AKO, where after a look at his dazed younger brother, Antho called it quits and walked out on the match, resulting in Nightmare Kid winning by countout. Normally I would go first, but I feel like your take is a little more interesting than mine, so I'll let you go first.
I guess it's more interesting. I just I guess it's because I didn't really retain all that information that you just rattled off there. I didn't really care for the ending.
Okay.
I get it from a when you hear that all back, I totally get it.
Yeah.
But at the time, I was like,
just beat him up, Antho. Just beat him up. Just kill him.
You have him.
Shoot him dead.
Have him beaten. Like just one more, and it's over. And he just gets out of the ring and walks away. So at the time, I was kind of like, okay, like that was fine, I guess. I would have liked to have seen more of a definitive finish.
Yes.
But when you hear all that back and you piece the story together layer by layer, it makes sense from, because now it kind of like makes it seem like Nightmare Kid's intentions have now like before you could have made the argument of, oh, he's just talking nonsense. But now it's like you had him beat.
Yes.
And you just choose to walk away. So it's like, oh, he's right. The old Antho
is gone.
Yeah, he's gone.
The new Antho is soft.
Yeah.
As for me, I loved the match finish. I think also because of the song that was playing, which is Higher Power by Coldplay, which I've been listening to after the show was finished. I think that song emotionally resonated with the finish of Antho and Nightmare Kid, and I thought it was just amazing. Great storytelling, and it does prove Nightmare Kid right in his motivations that Antho has gone soft. And I do think this feud will continue. I think Nightmare Kid is going to get a little more violent in order to bring back the violent Antho. So I'm very excited to see where this goes. A lot of great storytelling on this show so far, and it continues going forward.
And CWO has rated it 5 stars.
On an emotional scale, 7.
Could you imagine a count out gets a 5 stars?
I mean, you never know.
You never know,
We'll
but
see.
like be a little out
We'll
there.
see what happens.
Yeah.
Next up is kind of a cool down match as we have the Wigman Max Mercury taking on Vandy Kirigaya in a no stakes singles match that came as a result of Max blaming Vandy for not becoming Mr. Money in the Bank. Max would defeat Vandy in a back and forth match with a second Melter Buster to gain the win. I will say, I think out of all the matches, sadly, this is the one I wouldn't say I didn't care about the least, but I think at the end of it all, it was the one that was like, I'd put at the bottom just for me. Because there's no stakes involved. But even though it was my match, I was like, okay. Especially after that last match with the emotional resonance between Antho and Nightmare Kid, I was like, okay, this is a match. It happened. Good for me. But yeah, that's all I really got to say.
Good for me. Points this week.
I have 0 points. I needed it though.
Do you really?
I do have 0 points.
Oh man.
Just shows I don't play favorites.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, this was fine. I think I felt like the first kick out of the Meltzer probably didn't need to happen. Like you could have just had Max just win with the first Meltzer driver and then
I've been numb to it since 2016 after Brett won after a 7 Meltzer Busters. So I've already been numb to it at this point.
7?
Yeah, I mean,
when was this?
Like he didn't kick out of it 7 times, but just I hit it so many times. It was like Road to Gold 2016 YXW, but I think back then it was more like AIs. I think so. I don't blame him.
7 times?
Actually, no, I won the match. So, okay, he didn't win. I won, but
even still, like that's
yeah. But it was 6 years ago, so I'm over it.
Like, fair enough. But there's a lot of kickouts.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Yeah. But to the match itself, it's fine. I don't really know where the same thing with how Roacher and Francois with their ending, like where both. Well, we know where
I'm going.
Yeah, I shouldn't say that.
Which we'll get into later.
Like we know where you're going. Vandy, no idea. Like
yeah. I honestly thought that Double D would have came out and cost Vandy the victory because they had their whole match at Vengeance and stuff. Mm-hmm. But that didn't happen. So I'm also kind of wondering where Vandy's going to go from here.
Well, you think about it. He came in so hot, like on that first Raw of the season that I commentated. Yeah, that was a bucket list thing for me. Well before Ace even asked me to do that, I was like, man, if I get the opportunity to do that, I would do it in a heartbeat.
Now you just need to commentate a CPV.
That'd be awesome. Ace, if you're watching, let me know. That'd be fun. But yeah, like he came in so strong, you know, and then he was in Money in the Bank and whatnot, and now he's lost here. So does he go down? Does he like? I don't know. If you know we see Max get involved later, if that was going to happen, it might have actually have served Vandy better to win.
Yeah,
because you would have
still had something to do after.
Yeah, and then Vandy could have continued his push upwards.
Yeah, but I needed the points, so that's more important.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Get on the board.
I will say, for me, I do think maybe because usually after SummerSlam, Ace tends to do like Night of Champions or Clash of Champions, whatever, and he does the People Power thing. I do think Vandy will probably end up as like a pick for the U.S. title, maybe.
Yeah.
or maybe the BMF title. Who knows? But
you might end up there too.
That's true as well. I'm hoping for something. Actually, you know what? I feel like we'll get into it more when I show up later.
Okay.
But yeah, in terms of all the matches, it's probably lower on there for me. But I got points, so that's what matters. Just want to make that definitive.
It's already locked in.
Yeah. However y'all may feel about it, as for me, I want points, even though I make the list.
There you go.
Okay. After this, we got the first ever lumberjack match, and I think UCT history for the United States Championship between the champion Doggy Dog and challenger Mike House, with the lumberjacks being Dynamite, Aaron White, Icon, Tristan Knight, and Joseph Brody, all of whom lost to Mike House at Money in the Bank in the number one contenders battle royal. A couple notes here are that Joseph Brody exclusively went after Mike House, and at the end there was a spot with the OCW superplex that led to everybody. You love to see it. That led to everybody fighting, getting their spots in, and the match would end with Mike House reversing a doggy style into a Wrath of the Gods. I think that's what he calls his finisher. Okay, win.
Go ahead.
Where he hits the Wrath of Gods, I think that's what he calls it, to win the match and the title.
Okay, so a couple things. Number one, long after OCW is gone, that superplex is still going to be patented, the OCW superplex. I think it's hilarious. Number two, the Wrath of the Gods finisher is actually it's Jeff Cobb as Matanza Cueto, but that's what they called it in Lucha Underground, and I just took it.
I was wondering.
Called it that in OCW because I like the name.
Because I know he also calls it Tour of the Islands, right?
That's what Jeff Cobb calls it.
Yeah.
So then he changed it for Matanza.
Called it Wrath of the Gods. Okay.
And I like that better.
Yeah.
Especially for Mike House, the character.
Yeah.
Like I feel like him hitting Wrath of the Gods rather than Tour of the Islands, doesn't make sense. Yeah.
Totally valid.
And the last, before I actually get into the match, I think there might have been one other lumberjack match, maybe.
Ooh.
I think it happened in ENA.
Maybe. I could see it happening.
I don't know for sure, but there's a part of me in my head that's thinking there was an ENA show that had that.
Yes.
And I don't know for sure.
Now that I think about it, I feel like you're maybe right. I feel like I'm having the same thought process as you.
I don't know when it happened. I feel like it was a bigger show, but I couldn't tell you definitively what it was.
I think if
it's not like you can go back and watch it.
Yeah, sadly. I think if it did happen, it happened between 2018, 2019. But like you said, all the videos are gone. So sadly, can't really prove it.
Yeah. Regardless, the way the match was structured with all the lumberjacks, I think was actually really good. Because you never really know how a non in-game mode is gonna go until you try it. So he did a really good job with it. I also thought that Mike winning was a little bit of a surprise because Doggy did technically win it very recently. He won it from you on the Raw episode.
Yeah, that you commentated on.
Gotta get those plugs in. Gotta boost those numbers.
Yeah.
I think this is still just gonna further Mike versus
Joseph
Brody, and Brody's probably gonna be the one to take the US title off of him.
I can see that.
That's probably where it's gonna go. It could go somewhere else completely, but that was my first initial thought towards it. But the finish was sick. The counter into that was awesome. Just the way it was edited. I was like, yes, like that is so cool. But good for Mike winning here. This was good.
Yeah,
This was really good.
I also thought it was a great match. I don't know, the ending was also great. I don't know what it was for me, but just him doing the roll made it cooler for me. I don't know why he's slipping out of dog style, does a roll, and then he does the Wrath of the Gods. I don't know. That looked really cool to me. That's all I gotta say. That's all that I add to this. Yeah. It was a great match. Great first or second lumberjack match in UCT history.
Regardless, it was good.
It was good.
So
next up, we have a tag team match or tornado tag team match between Bro Codes, Ginji, I don't know, whatever. Ginji and Kid Wild versus the team of Will They Coexist? Mario Sanchez and Arrow. In fact, they did. This match is made up of two parts, really. You had Mario versus Kid Wild in the ring, while Arrow and Ginji fought all around the backstage area. Bro Code would gain the advantage when Lula assisted Ginji in taking out Arrow with a steel chair. This would allow Ginji to reconvene with Kid Wild and take advantage of the two-on-one scenario and win the match after a red arrow by Ginji. I think I'll start this time. I thought this was a great match. I do like that the whole Will They Coexist angle was kind of thrown out of the way and that they just focused on their beef with the Bro Code. So that didn't factor into the finish at all. Great. It was a physical match. I should have expected Lula interfering because I was kind of surprised by it, but then after like a second, I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. I think it was the right winners. Big win for Bro Code. I think if Rock Ultra doesn't beat Amazing Gold for the belts, Bro Code will.
Yeah.
Since they got a big win over two former world champions. I do think maybe they could be like I said, if Night of Champions or Clash Champions is the next CPV, I can see Bro Code being like a choice for the tag titles. And honestly, as much as I would love to see Rock Ultra, I might vote for Bro Code because they've been on fire since their heel turn.
Yeah, they've been definitely one of the hottest acts per se since the new we're going to destroy all the YWE OG thing. So yeah, good for them. Thinking about it, just in regards to this match alone, it could be the next CPV.
Ooh, what could it be?
Survivor Series.
Oh, well, that's a lot skipped.
Well, I'm just saying, if you think about it, you could do the 3v3, Bro Code, Angel, Arrow, and Mario.
Honestly, yeah.
Against each other. That's just I don't know if that's actually going to happen or not. Obviously, we'll have to wait and see. But that could be a possibility. But yeah, this was good. I thoroughly enjoyed this, and even though they did coexist, Mario and Arrow, the Bro Code winning is the right decision.
The numbers game was too much, which will prove a fact later in the show as well. Moving on after this, we have a first-time encounter between PJ Skills versus Shadow. These two have been beefing all throughout the current season after the five-way match at Vengeance, and then they competed against each other in the Money in the Bank ladder match. Kept brawling all throughout, and it led to their first-time match here. After back and forth, Shadow would ultimately win the match after that bastard Max Mercury attacked PJ Skills outside the ring while the referee was distracted. I believe I talked last time, so you can go first.
I don't have a ton to say on this. This was fine. This is I don't know where this wasn't like a number one contenders thing or anything, right?
No.
Didn't think so. So this is definitely setting up PJ versus Max, kind of like piggybacking off of the Union's downfall and Max continuing his quest to kind of.
The will of the Union is strong in me.
I definitely could see, I don't know when, but sometime soon I could see an AJ Reyes return to kind of align with you, and then PJ gets an ally, not Antho anymore, but somebody else. I don't know who it would be. But that's kind of where I see this going. Shadow, I mean,
gave him a win.
Yeah, gave him a win, but what does he do now? Does he go up? Does he challenge Paul Omega? Does he go for Mike? Does he do something completely left field that we don't know about yet? I don't know. So this could be just. I feel like this match was good, and it's the foundation for you guys.
Yeah,
and the winner gets something else on top of it. But yeah, this was fine. Like I enjoyed it overall.
Yeah. The crazy thing is, was throughout the show, or at least before the show started, there was like buffering on my end, so maybe like it got me a little like behind the show. So like after the bro code match, I noticed I was behind, so I just skipped to the premiere, and I kind of went over the entirety of Shadow PJ.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, so I just see like I see like I got to the spot where I came in and attacked PJ, and I'm like, what's happening? But after I've watched, once the show was over, I went to go watch it like twice, and great match. I think they were kind of holding back a little bit, maybe because of how the match was going to end. But yeah, I thought it was good. I do like where I'm going. I like that I got some direction. That's all I wanted. Doesn't matter where. I was very much surprised that AJ didn't come back, but it makes sense within the story that, he's suspended. If he basically came back, he probably would have gotten fired.
Suspended?
Yeah, he's suspended.
But he's hurt.
Well, he's also suspended.
Okay, because I remember in the draft video, it says injured next to his name in the video.
By the way.
Regardless, he's not there.
Yeah, he's not there. But yeah, I do think this feud of PJ could greatly benefit me going forward, win or lose. Who knows? Maybe if I end up winning the feud, it can set me up to the main event to take on the face champion, whether it be Johnny or you. But we'll see how this goes.
Nah.
Do it, Ace. But yeah, I'm very looking forward to myself versus PJ. Like I said, I think if Night of Champions is next, I can see me versus PJ as a match and everybody kind of voting on a stipulation.
Yeah. I feel like he's got enough belts though, where he doesn't need to do the additional stuff.
Yeah, but also that is true. But I also think because Raw is so stacked, it leaves more options for guys like for the YWE title, the US title. So like I think Shadow will probably be an option for the YWE title, and then me and PJ get our own match, and people vote in stipulation.
Yeah, we were saying it all that time ago when the draft initially came out that Raw is loaded, so many good people there, and it's like because of how loaded it is, it's like where is everybody gonna fit in? So yeah, we'll see what comes of it.
Next up on the card was probably match of the night, in my opinion. We had Mr. Money in the Bank Brett Storm taking on Alias in a last man standing match. This feud has been going on since WrestleMania, with roots extending far back to the Royal Rumble, where Brett and Alias fought for the YWE title. But it all led to here. This was a violent, brutal match with Alias getting the win after Brett couldn't withstand multiple laureates, as Alias would call his finisher. After Alias would go for the top rope, but then Brett collapsed, resulting in the win for Alias. I don't remember who went first last time. I think it was you. Okay. Yeah, I thought this match was amazing all throughout. It was brutal, like it needed to be. Both men showed some color on their face.
A lot of color.
Yeah. Honestly,
a lot.
Honestly, didn't mind who won the match as long as it wasn't a draw. So, like, Brett is Mr. Money in the Bank. He'll rebound. It's fine. I think Alias getting the win here, I thought it was good. I think, like I said, if Night of Champions is next, he can be an option for the world title, assuming that we don't get that 3v3, like you said. But yeah, best match of the night for me, personally.
I agree. I think it's mostly due to how it ended with the collapse. I thought that was really creative because it did, I guess, kind of highlight the true brutality of the match itself, because like both men were just hitting each other with everything they had, like multiple finishers, weapons all over the place. Both men's face were like literally like just full blood, like not just like the little cut like right here, like full face,
full crimson mask.
Yeah. So I actually have a theory on where this is going.
Okay.
I think this is the type of match that when you win, you should be pushed up a little bit. So I think, regardless of if it's Night of Champions or if it's just like a B tier pay-per-view, that Alias is the next one to challenge Angel for the title.
Yeah.
This is gonna lead one of two ways. Either the match ends with Bro Code coming in and like causing the double DQ.
Yeah.
And there's like a big brawl and Mario and Arrow get involved and like there's all this back and forth. Or Alias wins clean and beats Angel for the world title. Stay with me.
Okay. I'm staying here. I'm sitting down.
Like I said, it can go either way, in my opinion. Beats him, then Bro Code comes out. They have the scuffle, whatever, and then Brett comes down and cashes in. So that frees up Angel to go further into this Bro Code feud with Arrow and Mario. And then Brett can kind of Brett, quote unquote, lost this feud with Alias due to this last man standing match. But that's the little like the one-upsmanship of like, yeah, you beat me, but I'm the champion, right? And kind of like taking away his moment. So I could see Brett taking advantage of a brawl and walking out world champion next show.
You saying that has just exploded a bunch of future booking. So to add on to that, I think, let's say Night of Champions is next, right? I think Bro Code, like let's say they get chosen, they win the tag belts. Stay with me. Then we have Angel, Alias. It could be like choose a stipulation or Alias gets chosen, whatever. I think Bro Code still does interference and stuff. Mario, Ariel clear up the odds. I think just because I want Angel to have a much beefier reign, I would want him just to retain barely, and then Brett comes in, cashes in, or maybe like Brett distracts Alias from winning. Angel retains. Bro Code attacks everybody. Brett sneaks in, wins the belt. And then for like a B-level CPV, we have Bro Code defending the belts against Mario and Arrow. And then we have a main event between Brett, Angel, Lula, and Alias. Brett retains. And then Survivor Series, we get Brett, Alias, last time ever. We're just like, this is it for the title, kind of like Jericho versus Michaels in 2008. And then we have the 3v3 between Angel, Mario, Arrow versus the Bro Code.
I feel like in their YWE lives, I feel like if you told Mario and Arrow that they were going to be teaming with each other,
they would love it.
They would first they'd look at you and they go, "What? we don't like each other.
Yeah.
Why are we being booked like this?" But yeah, there's a lot of very possibilities, and I think it works. It's good that this was not for the briefcase.
Yes, tremendously.
Because I don't think Alias needs the contract. I think Brett benefits more from having it, than Alias having it.
Plus, if the briefcase was on the line, it would have kind of said like, "Oh, Brett's gonna win," or there's gonna be a draw. So I'm glad it wasn't for that.
Yeah. So this was good. Yeah, a lot of possibilities now.
Yeah. So many possibilities. I'm already thinking about like, maybe like Bro could win the belts, tag belts next Night of Champions or whatever. Then they defended against like Amazing Gold again, and Mario and Arrow cost them the belts so that we can still get like a tag team title match at Survivor Series. But I don't know. The booking is endless. That's what
Amazing
I'm saying.
Gold benefiting from these.
Oh, 1000%.
Lose, then win them right back, then lose.
Just
then
wait
right
till
back.
I do a tag team champion ranking. That's gonna help them. Just multiple tag title.
That might be even longer than the IC title one. That might be long.
Yeah. But I mean, like, Swed has been in every other company and make up so many of those tag titles. So it's like, that'll be easier for me.
Yeah. You're going to go through all 30, 40 reigns they've got?
Well, I would just count each team that has been tag team champions.
Okay. Well,
instead of like the individual reigns. Because that's too long. I need to be paid first to do that.
Yeah, you do.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of content.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
Content. But moving on, we have another singles match, or just another 1v1 affair between DJ Hero and Silvio, whose issues stem back all the way to vengeance that continued through to their triple threat YWE title match at Money in the Bank, where both men kind of spent the match fighting each other, only for Paul Omega to take advantage and win the match. Some notable spots included the spear through the barricade, and DJ countering a spear into a codebreaker, in which that last spot led to DJ hitting a second super kick to win the match. I think you go first this time. I think.
Hell yeah. I was really happy to win. So let's start there. No, this was like, not speaking obviously biasedly, this was the right decision in terms of the redemption arc of DJ right now, from working his way up from enhancement talent, basically slow burn his way up the card. I don't know if at the next show is DJ going after Paul Omega. If he does, I will understand why that is. But it doesn't matter where or when it happens. I believe, again, trying not to sound biased here, but I truly believe that DJ is the next YWE champion. No matter however many which ways you slice it, you should be the one to beat Omega for the belt.
Okay.
Because you've got this chicken shit heel running around as the YWE champion, and who better to take the title than the rising babyface that the fans want to see as champion.
Yeah, okay. I'm with you there. Honestly, I thought you were gonna say like DJ's gonna win the Rumble. He's gonna beat Paul Omega for the belt.
I actually do have DJ
at the
top
Rumble.
of the list.
Hey, you never know. What if I win the Rumble, man? What if you win the title before then?
Then fine. Then my Rumble pick would change. But if I don't have that title before the Royal Rumble, DJ should be the favorite going into that match.
He'll be a favorite.
Should be. If I win that match, I am going to be insufferable for like 24 hours. just my head will grow for that day.
Who wouldn't be, right? Winning a world title YWE is the dream.
Yes, it is. So, and the spear counting with the code breaker, awesome, like so good. I had the when you watch a wrestling show and a big move is hit and they go for the cover and you're just sitting there like kick out. That was me when Silvio speared DJ through the barrier and then pinned him, like kick out.
Please, just kick out.
When he kicked out, I was like, yes, let's go. Because in my head, I'm like, I'm winning now. If I wasn't winning before, I'm winning now. But yeah, this was good. This was good. I don't have a lot of negative to say about this.
Neither do I. I do think this match was great. You definitely needed the win here. I think Silvio will be just fine. Honestly, with all these like big singles matches on the Raw brand, it really doesn't lead into my belief that Night of Champions will be next, and that the challengers like that people have to choose will be DJ, Shadow. I think Silvio will probably get in there just to fill out the numbers. I don't think he'll really get chosen. And then Johnny, which we'll get into that in a little bit.
Yep.
But I think those four will probably be the main choices. I think me, PJ, probably gonna have our own match, choose stipulation, and then I think maybe we'll have Antho, Nightmare Kid. Something will continue that storyline. Could be a match, could be a segment. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I have nothing else more to say. That was a good match. But moving on to the chicken shit heel, we have the YWE Championship match between the champion Paul Omega versus Johnny Extreme. After what seemed like this would be Johnny's coronation as champion, it seemed like Paul Omega started to realize that and attacked Johnny with a baseball bat, intentionally getting himself disqualified and retaining the title, to the disappointment of everybody. I keep forgetting who goes first.
You.
As host, you got to juggle so many things. Like, how did you do it for so long?
Winged it for a lot of it, to be honest.
Fair. I will say for me, even though it was a DQ finish, I loved it because I think it really just solidifies Paul Omega's character as the champion who will do whatever it takes to keep it, even if it means coming off as a chicken shit coward. But yeah, and plus the way this match transpired, it makes people more invested to see Johnny become champion. Because maybe not everybody was on board with Johnny as being champion. I don't know. I can't speak for everybody, but I do think after this match, with everybody kind of disappointed that Johnny didn't win, it at least makes him as a better, credible babyface to maybe eventually take the title off of him, if not you. But yeah, I like the match. I do think I like this severely more because of the character development for Paul Omega. But yeah, that's all for me.
I didn't believe for a second that Johnny was actually winning this match.
Really?
Not one. Just due to what I just said
Fair.
like a minute ago. That is why. Because I just don't see not that I don't see Johnny as like the YWE champion or could be a world champion in YWE.
Yeah.
Just given the progression of everything, it just sets itself up as DJ being the one to beat him.
Yeah.
So the way I could potentially see this going is, let's keep using Night of Champions as the next show. Whatever show is next that is like Ace making like the true booking of it, like just like here's the card, here's what you're getting, rather than a vote. I could see it potentially being a triple threat between
another triple. Okay.
Yeah, but me, Johnny, and Omega.
Mm-hmm.
There's something happens to where Omega retains there. That sets up DJ, Johnny to face each other. And then DJ wins.
Okay. Okay, no, keep going. I'm listening. No judgment here. No judgment. No judgment here.
DJ wins, and that progresses him on to finally a one-on-one match with Paul Omega. Or if we're going the opposite way, Johnny beats DJ, setting up Paul Omega versus Johnny in maybe like a cage, steel cage, Hell in a Cell.
That works.
Ace does do that pay-per-view. Hell in a Cell, the pay-per-view could be the Raw exclusive, and then have it. I would assume maybe Omega does get a big win there, and something else happens to where like an interference of some kind. Like Johnny's got the match won, lights out, someone else is in the cage with him, costing Johnny the match. Johnny goes off to feud with that guy. The show after that is the Royal Rumble. DJ wins the Royal Rumble.
That's
goes on to win.
Now I gotta stop you. Your egos, it's getting too big here. It's getting too big here.
I don't know that.
I will say
just
to add on to that. This is what I think. So let's say the Night of Champions is in the next pay per view, right? And we get Paul Omega, Johnny, DJ. I think Paul Omega retains, and depending on where Ace wants to go, Paul Omega, Johnny, or Paul Omega, DJ. Whoever doesn't get chosen starts a feud with Shadow. Shadow interferes in the match, attacking DJ or Johnny because like, why did they get involved in this match? Why did they get chosen? Why not me? I'm the star here. And then that's like a feud for like up until Rumble time. Whether it could be DJ Shadow, like Shadow thinking like, oh, DJ's a has-been, he's an enhancement talent. Why does he keep getting title shots? Or like Johnny, it's like Johnny lost at SummerSlam, or like Johnny failed to win the belt. Why does he get another shot? So like you get that feud, and then Paul Omega versus Johnny DJ, and then whoever doesn't get chosen, them versus Shadow.
Shadow would work well there.
Yeah,
having one of the two of them go after him.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if that's the direction, then Shadow has to be the one to prompt that feud.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
like it wouldn't cost DJ or Johnny the title.
Yeah, something like that. Because you couldn't just have them
just fight.
Like imagine on the next card, it's just DJ Shadow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay,
yeah,
like, but some substance there, would be great.
Yeah, the only way I could see that happening is if it's like number one contenders.
Yeah,
since both of you won big matches at SummerSlam, and then like Johnny gets a rematch because of the way shit went down at SummerSlam, and then even then, like let's say DJ beats Shadow, the number one contenders, Paul Omega versus Johnny, like Shadow comes in, costs Johnny the match because it's like, why did you get another title shot and I had to fight my way into a number of contenders or something?
And then DJ wins the Rumble.
Either way, DJ or Johnny is the next YWE champion. That's what I feel.
Yeah. I don't know. I genuinely don't think there's another option at present.
Yeah,
there's no other choice.
Yeah. Very looking forward to how this is all going to go. But
yes, so am I.
Of course you are.
Couldn't be any more. Couldn't be. Hey, if that happens, I will play this clip back
over and over again.
No. One time, just to be like,
you're gonna upload it onto YouTube, your channel, being like, "I was right" in all caps, and it's gonna play the clip.
That's not, that's good. That makes for a good, conducive community environment.
And this is gonna be the cut for you to cut the video, the clip.
Yeah, exactly.
But moving on, we have the main event, which is Angel defending the undisputed heavyweight championship against the leader of the Bro Code, Lula. While this was a 1v1 encounter, Angel still had to deal with Jinji and Kid Wild on the outside for the majority of the match, up until Mario and Arrow came in to even out the odds. Once the 3v1 was now in opposite favor of Lula, Angel will take advantage and hit Lula with an F5 to win the match and retain. After the match, Lula would glare at the retaining champion before leaving, showing that things are just not over yet, and ending the show. I will say, Brett pointed out a fact a couple days ago that the last time the undisputed title changed hands at SummerSlam was back in 2011 when Angel won it. And he surmised that, it was going to stay that way, and he was right.
That's a cool little fact. Didn't know that.
I stole it, but I'm giving him credit.
There you go.
Yeah.
I think this was the right decision as well. I think it's too soon to I think you might have mentioned it a little earlier that you wanted Angel's run to kind of be a little more easier. Yeah. So this was good for that. And it's not that Lula can't be the world champion right now. It's just that's not really what they're
feud is
after.
about. Yeah, it's not what their
Yeah.
goals are about.
Like, sure, if they win a belt, they're not going to be upset about it, but that's not their motivation.
Yeah.
The more motivation was getting rid of the YWE original, which was really Angel is the embodiment of like the last
stronghold of that.
Yeah, I mean, like you got Dynamite, sure, still on the roster, but
also Bro Code beat him, Rocker, and Grimes at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So like he was he's already been taken out. So Angel is like the last bastion of that old face. Whatever.
So it was a good match. It's the right result. And yeah, based on once again just how the show went off with Lula looking back and walking up, this isn't over. It's not. Yeah. I don't know what exactly is next, but I can almost guarantee that there's going to be something with Bro Code and Angel Mario Arrow. Something. Maybe not the tag match, but those 6 are going to do something to further what they're doing.
Yes.
In the next show or two, which is good.
Yeah. Even though we've already laid out a bunch of future booking, there is one variable in this equation that could set everything off.
Okay.
And that's what if Phenom returns and is included in the feud? Because then eventually maybe at Survivor Series, he would be in Angel's place while Angel's fighting for the world title still.
Yeah.
So it's like, there's so many variables.
And you know what? That would fit really well too with the Mario Phenom aspect.
Yeah.
From their past as well, being partners and rivals in YWE. Yes. So that would be good. That would be a nice little shake up there. You know what else? I'm literally just thinking about this right now. Another thing that could happen, because he's listed as a free agent. What if Angel somehow recruits Faith again?
Oh, okay.
And brings him to help him with this Bro Code scenario.
It'd be a wild card for sure. Because Faith's last appearance was, I think, the last SummerSlam, correct? They fought for the hardcore title. Angel won the belt. And I think that was the last time we saw Faith, I believe.
You'd know better than me. I don't know, to be honest with you.
I think so, because I can't remember anything else after that feud that Faith did. So I think that was Faith's last appearance.
All I know is he's technically still on the roster. He's just not assigned to a brand. So if he wanted to do that, you could bring Faith in to join that. That would be a babyface Faith.
Yeah. Also,
I don't know.
It also ties back to the Bro Code's debut at Nitro 2012, when Faith kind of came in, caused havoc in the YW title match between Phenom and Double D, and then the lights go out, Bro Code shows up, and they just attack Faith. All tying back together.
Yeah.
All I could say is I'm excited YWE's back, and I'm ready to see what he does.
Ace, keep uploading, dude.
Doesn't have to be right away, but just
no, it doesn't.
No, just glad the show happened, and I'm glad that it's back for now.
Yeah. I feel like the only reason he left was because he was saying on his channel and on his Twitter account that there was this is the 3rd time he's had to edit the show. I would lose motivation too if I had to re-edit the same show 3 times. No shit.
I lose motivation just editing without problems. So yeah, I 100% understand what he went through.
Right. So yeah, maybe now that this show is finally behind him, he can now get excited about moving forward with this season.
Yeah. Especially with all the booking ideas we just gave him.
Yeah.
if he doesn't have a concrete plan of what to do.
Again, but I feel just sitting there.
It's yeah, sure, maybe I'll make this change.
We'll see. Yeah,
So DJ Rumble winner? I didn't think about it. Maybe I'll think about it.
You should think about
Mercury as Rumble winner? Maybe I'll think about it.
I don't know if you should think about that one.
I think maybe he should think about it just a little bit more. But
I mean, realistically, like Max could win a Rumble
Yeah.
in YWE.
I honestly could only see it if Paul Omega loses the title before the Rumble. If he's still champion, then I'm not winning.
If he's still champion, DJ is winning the Rumble.
Yeah, he could.
If he's not champion, still, if Omega's not champion and that champion is not DJ,
Possibly Johnny.
maybe he wins the Rumble. Maybe. The chances definitely go down.
Yeah.
But if Omega's still the champion by the Rumble, DJ for the win.
I'll just say this. Even if, like I said, if Paul Omega's still champion and DJ wins the Rumble, I just want to put this out here into the ether. Ace, I hope you watch it. I hope if that happens, I hope Max Mercury's match for WrestleMania is retiring Dynamite. I've been wanting it ever since Ace typed into my first video introducing Max Mercury as he looks like a young Dynamite. And I wrote, ooh, how about Max Mercury versus Dynamite? And he says, that's a money match. I want it. I had to put it out there to the ether. Be bad
either. Because, like, he definitely, it would be a good time for him to hang it up.
Plus, it seems like Dynamite's on his last legs anyway. After just being a lumberjack.
I know. I was literally just about to say,
oh my God.
For God's sakes. Like,
I just realized we forgot to cover a match, and that was the BMF championship match between Victor X.
Oh,
I forgot about it. Everybody's probably just thinking about this whole time, like you guys forgot this match. And yes, we did. Sorry. So at somewhere in the card, I forgot when, Victor X comes out to defend his BMF championship. Red and just having to do this without a script, damn it. Asked his challenger to come out, and Crazy One appears. Victor X says, like, you know, maybe at one point in the past, Crazy One would have been a formidable challenger, but he's not afraid of him. And the Double D comes out and kind of just tells Victor X to put his money where his mouth is, and says to put his title on the line in a triple threat match if he thinks it's going to be so easy. And then from there, we have a fantastic match, which ends with, I think, was it Crazy One kind of has like Double D in this like leg lock or like figure four. I don't know the move. And then Victor X does a swanton and gets the win. Great match. I forgot about it. I don't remember where it was on the card. I think it may have been after Brett.
I think it was after Brett.
Brett Alias. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on it?
It was fine. I felt like if you were going to do this open challenge, I don't know who it would have been, but maybe if he had like a potential guy who he wanted to debut for the first time, like this would have been a cool like way to bring them in, give them a good match against Victor on a big stage, and then maybe that be like kind of like their introduction to YWE. Crazy One and Double D. I don't know where they go from here. Does Double D go back to his thing with Vandy when it kind of made it seem like, because he was like kind of like standing up, like you saw Double D at the end like kind of like pull himself up on the ropes as Victor was like celebrating or whatever. So does that mean that's where we're going? Because it's not Crazy One getting that title shot.
Nope.
Like, so I don't know where he goes. I don't know where Double D goes.
I could see Double D maybe going after Victor X.
Yeah, it could happen. I just don't know.
Yeah.
You know. But like I didn't hate the match. I thought the finish was creative.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was fine.
I will say I think my pick for the mystery opponent was Rocker. But he didn't.
That would have been cool.
Yeah, that would have been really cool. Just to continue their little thing from 2013. But it didn't happen, but that was fine. I was very happy to see Crazy One, my boy. I do think at the best that Crazy One could do after this is the IC title division. Because the world title scene is packed at the moment with the bro code and all that stuff. So like putting him in the IC title maybe feud with Regicide. And then there's also Shane Hayes, who, had his feud with Crazy One. Yeah, I know you don't like him.
Shane Hayes? No.
I know the man was getting traction.
Was he?
He beat Crazy One.
I don't know.
And beating Crazy One is a big deal, at least to me. So I don't know. Shane Hayes. Maybe Shane Hayes will win the Rumble. We'll find out.
Okay.
He eliminates DJ.
Okay. Are you like a big like sports bettor or anything like that?
I only pay attention to sports when it's playoffs.
Okay. Well, if you do like online, like sports betting on like FanDuel or whatever, like the odds of something happening, that would be like a plus like 100,000 something.
Yeah.
Like if you bet $5 on that. Yeah, you bet $5 and that hits, like you just made like 20 grand or something stupid like that. No way. Shane Hayes, 2022 Rumble winner. Big yikes. Oh no. That'd be like him, Tristan Knight.
Hey, Tristan Knight at least made an appearance on the show.
True.
He was
True. He was there.
He was
Icon. British hero. Bring them all in.
Maybe. But yeah, that is the whole show. Sorry for forgetting, but you know what? We are not perfect. We do this because we're just fans and we love to just comment on the shows we love to watch.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's about everything. We've laid down all the future booking. We've went over all the matches, I think. I think I'm not forgetting anything else.
Uploads like a separate like 2-minute clip of like, oh, we forgot this too.
Yeah. So sorry fans for like the last 20 minutes for you guys saying, what about the BMF title? What about the BMF title? We did it. Sorry, my bad. But yeah, that's everything. Thank you everyone for watching. Leave your feedback in the comment section below. Go follow our UCT Twitter and the channel. Yeah, I'm still not good at these endings yet because I'm still getting used to being host. Thank you, Drake, for coming back for this special appearance.
Yeah, thank you for
hopefully down the line we can have you back on a regular basis.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that was the YWE SummerSlam 2020 review episode, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.